Hi, this is Brandon Wilson with Impact Christian Church, and I'm here today to show you how to send a group email using Fellowship One. So let's get started. First step, once you're logged into the portal, is to take your mouse cursor, go up to the menu area, find the People link, and click on it. And that's going to bring down what's called the People drawer. And inside that drawer, we're looking under the search heading for My Saved Queries. Just give that a click. And in the Saved Queries, you'll see there are two queries. The actual church email group is this one down here, New All Church Email, which has been set up to collect all of the people, all of the email addresses for folks that have provided that information to us. We're not going to use that one today for the test, though. We're going to use this test query, which I've set up so that when you're trying this on your own, I want you to use this query so that you can send a test email and it won't go out to the whole church group. Anyway, the process is the same whether you're using the test query or the actual email group. You find the query that you want to use, and you just go to the Run button right to the left of it and give it a click. Okay, this will take you into the list results, and as you can see, it's found our one record, pulled back the one row. I've got the query set up again just to find me. And so if you were using the actual live church database, there would be many more rows than this. But for right now, you can see just the one row. But again, the process is the same, whether it's just just one row or multiple. You go up here to the title area. You see where all the name, date of birth, address, email, and phone is listed. Go right to the left of that. You see this checkbox up here. This is the Select All checkbox. You click this, you'll see that all the rows on the screen become checked also. This actually causes the system to select every row in the query, even the ones that aren't shown. So once you have done that and it's selected all the records, go down to the bottom of the screen. And if we were using the All Church database, you'd actually have to scroll down to find it. Here it's just right under the one row. And you're going to find the gear, click it, and then choose Send an Email. That brings us to our email composition screen. And the first thing that you should notice is it's divided up into three major parts, and they're numbered. You get Section 1, Properties, up here at the top. And that's followed with Section 2, Body, here in the middle. And finally, Section 3, Send. And we're going to do those in order, 1, 2, 3. So let's go back up to the top. Section 1, Properties. And the first thing we're going to be asked to do is enter a subject here. I like to start off with the church initials, ICC. And then you just put in something descriptive here for the subject line. And I'm just going to say ignore test email. Okay, right under that you've got the from and reply to email addresses. You cannot change the from. That will default to the email address that's entered for you in Fellowship One. But if you wanted to have the replies go to a different address, you can do that. You just highlight the email address that's shown up over here and type over it with whatever email address you want the replies to go to. So that's really all there is to do in Section 1, Properties. So let's move on down to Section 2, Body. This is similar to, if you're familiar with word processing software like Microsoft Word. This is familiar to the layout of a word processing window. Up here at the top, you've got various options to let you format the text and insert various items into the message. where this section of the screen right here is actually where we will type the message. So I've already put the cursor at the very top, and let's type a very simple message. Okay, you notice every time I hit enter, it actually goes down 2 lines. Now there is a way, if you wanted to make it drop down just 1 line. Instead of pressing the enter key at the end of the line, you will hold down the shift key and then press enter. So you'll do shift enter. You see that just drops us down a line, and that's useful for doing things like email signatures, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, now let's do a little bit of simple formatting on the message that we've just sent. It looks nice, but we can make it look nicer. So let's, what we're going to do is highlight the text that we want to change. In this case, I want to make my name stand out a little bit. So I'm going to make that bold by clicking on the B. And next thing I want to do is I want to make that a little bit bigger. So you can go over to font size and change it. I'm going to change this to a size 4. And I also want to make that blue. So I'm going to come down here. And there we go. So that looks nice. I think the message looks good. We're pretty much ready to go here. On the right hand side of the screen, in the actions, under the actions area here, you'll see that this automatically saves periodically as you're working. You can, at any time you want, you can actually manually save it by going in here and clicking on the save draft link, and you'll see that'll update to the current time and show you that it's saved your work. That's helpful if you're working on something very complex and you don't want to lose it. You can click save to make sure that your latest changes have been captured. So our message looks good. Moving down the screen here, still at the bottom of section 2, highly recommended that you send a test message. So select the email address you want to send the message to here. You can change that email address again to anything you want, and then click send test email, and that'll send you a copy of the message so you can see exactly what it'll look like when it's sent to our church families. Okay, that does it for section 2. So now let's move on down to section 3, send. We're almost done. A few final steps before we get that message out to the church. Send confirmation to, and you can actually put the cursor in here and enter an email if you want to have confirmation messages go out to a particular email. I recommend leaving this blank. There's really not a reason to send confirmations. We have ways through the system where we can go in and see everyone, a list of everyone that received any individual message, and then with the steps that we're going to take below, we can create a closed contact item for each person that receives the message, and then later on we can also go into an individual person's record or family record and see what emails each individual person received as well. So there's really not a need for confirmation. You can enter one in if you'd like, or play around with that a little bit. I choose to leave it blank. Okay, underneath here, though, there are 2 things that we need to do still. So in the contact item section, you do want to click the checkbox next to create a closed contact item for each recipient. Underneath it, typically we won't need to do anything with the confidential item selection. If you are sending a message out to a specific group and it does contain confidential information, you would put a check mark in there. What that does is it still enters a closed contact for the people that have received it, but general users in Fellowship 1 won't be able to read that contact item. It'll only be visible to members of the pastor's group. So you have to be in the pastor's security group to see confidential information. So that's how you would handle it if you do work with confidential, but like I said, mostly we'll just leave that unchecked. Okay, last step down here under send to unique email addresses only, put a check in that checkbox, and what that'll do is if there's multiple family members or multiple people in the database that share the same email address, say mom and dad in a particular family both have the same email address listed, it will only send one copy of the message to them, so they will only receive one message in that address instead of duplicates. That's a little bit cleaner. I think will be a little bit nicer to our families and not blanket them with multiple copies of the message. So that's important then to choose that checkbox. Now, if you're a careful person and you want to make sure that everything that you've done to this point is saved, you can go back up to the Actions section, click Save Draft one last time, and give another quick look over your message, and we're ready to go. So let's go down here. Last step in the process is to find the Send Email button. Give that a good click. Takes you to the confirmation screen, Send Items. You'll see up here in the tray area or drawer area, you get a confirmation that shows that the message has been queued for delivery. Here's our test message, and over here on the right hand side you'll see it says pending. If you click the refresh link up here at the top of the screen, we should see that go to sent, and there it is. So that confirms that the message has been sent. We can pat ourselves on the back for a job well done. That message is out to the church, or the group that we sent it to. And that's how we use Fellowship One to send a group email. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at bwilson@impactbrentwood.org.